we're going to do a test. We're going to see how long this takes to remove and to put back up. We're going to name this Sunshade or Canopy, however long it takes to take down or put back up. So we're going to start counting based upon what the camera says. Off. On. That might be even faster than anyone you've ever seen. It's faster than any I've ever seen. Hey, take care. Be sure to subscribe. And now you can see how I did it. Take care. Hey everybody. You ever wonder what to do with your old political yard sign stake? Well, of course, if it's blank, you could reuse it, turn it into a garage sale sign. You could do lots of different things with it. However, let me show you today something that I think might even be better. I've had a lot of people asking me in the comments over the last 2 years since I started the YouTube channel about how to make the sunshade on my tractor. So I am ready now to show you how I made it, but I'm actually going to improve upon it because I was never 100% satisfied with it, and I really don't want to put out something that I'm not 100% satisfied with. I think I've got it nailed down, and you can reuse some of your scrap. And I'm all about reusing scrap. So here's what you're going to gather. First of all, you're going to gather a little bit of your wire from your yard signs. And if you can, get yourself a larger yard sign. Some of them go up to 24 by 36. Or you can buy a new sheet of it. New sheets of yard sign material, the 4 millimeter corrugated let's try saying that again. 4 millimeter corrugated plastic generally run between $12 and $20 of a 4 by 8 sheet. So it's actually pretty inexpensive compared to other things. And then you'll also want a pipe, and that's going to be, I'm not going to give you the exact measurements, I'm just going to show you what it is. The kind of pipe that you'll want to get is the black iron pipe. This is just cut off already. So this is a good example. You'll also want to get a piece of conduit. And when you go to the hardware store, I don't necessarily think it matters which size, but this is a great size. And you just say, I want this one, and it needs to fit into here. And it doesn't have to be extremely tight, but it does need to stay in. And that's pretty much, I think, all we're going to need. Let's check it out. I think I would make sure I get the kind that have the little notches in them to help with grip right here on the yard sign stakes. And we're going to cut 6 of these. We want to make them about 1.5 inches long. You'll cut your pipe, your conduit, okay? And you're going to look at this and measure it. Mine are 43 inches. You can make them whatever size you want. In fact, most of this is just going to be you customizing it for what you need. Then you'll take these pipes, and the outer pipe, the black iron pipe, you will cut for up here. Now, if I was doing this over again, I wouldn't use these plates up here where I welded it to. I would take the pipe and weld it directly to the bar. The ROPS bar is real sturdy. I didn't know if I'd want that to be kept on because I didn't know if it was a mistake. It was not a mistake. I would weld now, and I would tilt the angle up just slightly from back to front. So the up back is going to be slightly lower than the front, or the front's going to be slightly higher than the back. Just use your level. Put them at the same level. Up here, now you put them in, And you measure from here to here and what that distance is. So for me, it is 38 inches. And that is going to be the same on both sides. Also, while you're doing this, be sure to put in a hole on both the pipe and the conduit. That way you can put like a nail or a pin or something so it doesn't vibrate out. It also allows you to do a quick release. Now, measure the distance in between. Okay. Get your good measurement. And then, if you want this to arc, you'll make your plastic a little bit wider. There is something here that you do need to know when you're cutting this out. And what's going to be critical is which way the flutes are going. So you want your flutes to go across the tractor seat. And that is where this is going to become critical. So I think that might be the first cut to make. We're gonna go ahead and cut this at about 38.5 inches. First thing I'm going to do is mark it. We're going to have just about a 4-inch rise at the front on the hoop, because what we're going to do is use the corrugation, which has its sturdiness this way, and we're going to use that as our rigidity because of that. We're going to go ahead and cut this. It does not have to be perfect, and if I'm doing it, it won't be. In this case, just use your box cutter knife. I am also going to measure one of the distances is I want to extend actually back to here. So if it does drip, it's not dripping down. It's not going to drip on my head anyway, but if it does, I want to extend it back through here. So we're going to measure right here between the ROPS, and it's right here at about 32 inches. So we measured this at about 38.5. Okay. And this is going to go, can't really see, but between like this. And this is called coroplast, if anybody's interested. Okay, 32, 38. We're going to subtract the 38.5 minus 32. Basically, that's, we got 6 inches. So if we would make it 7 inches, if we take 3.5 inches off each side at 6 inches in, I think we'd be good. 6, or excuse me, 3.5. Okay. Now we're going to cut those out. Okay, backside is done now. Now we're going to cut it to the length that we need for the front. And we already took measurements, but let's just make sure that this fits. And that does fit in between. Right there. Now at this point, we can mark where we want to cut it. One other thing we're going to mark right now is our flute marks. These that are going through the corrugations, they're called flutes, and we're going to put a mark right on the metal where we're going to weld these. We are going to weld 3 of the wires that we cut previously right onto each of the bars in a spacing. It doesn't really matter so much as long as they fit in the flutes, and that's why we marked it earlier. So this one goes on the left if you're sitting in the seat. Like that. Like that. That is how you build a sunshade that also arcs for the rain so it can drip off, and you can also make it removable. That way when you're traveling, there's no chance of it whipping off, and if it would fall off, say something would catch it, you're driving through the trees, it will just take off the corrugated plastic and you're back in business in a couple of minutes. You can see how it looks from the sides. It's all held in by its own tension. Cheap, easy, and it works. The water runs off the back and the sides. I put stoppers in the back so they always go to the same place. And because of version 1, I also had them as a cross member so they couldn't twist, or I could actually tighten it because I used a banner on the previous model. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Take care. God bless. With this invention, I now declare myself the official inventor of the vertical yard sign stake.